Hey guys, welcome to the Investors Den. My name is Tim, aka Mr. T, aka TeeTheTrader. I must say, I'm really excited to have you guys here being involved in cryptocurrencies. I mean, cryptocurrency is the future. So you being a part of it is you making a very, very good decision. Here's another very important decision for you to make. Click on that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next videos, all right? And also make sure to smash up that like button to get more people to come here. Today, I'm going to continue from where I stopped on the last episode of how to trade cryptocurrencies. And if you've not seen that video, you can click here to get access to it immediately. Also, if you want to join my Telegram community and get access to awesome trades and awesome information on trading and investment, you can check the description below. I dropped the link there and you get access immediately. So without further ado, let me just get right to it. This time I'm going to be taking technical analysis to a slightly new level, introducing you to the most important thing in technical analysis. I mean, if you're a trader or if you know any professional trader that doesn't do this, then he doesn't know what he's doing. This is the most important thing to learn if you want to be a successful trader. So let me just get right to it straight up. All right, guys. So like I said, what I'm going to be exposing you to is one of the most important things any trader can learn. In fact, it's the first thing you should learn as a trader. And most people base their trading mostly on only this thing. So a support level is an area on the chart where the price has dropped to, but has been unable to break below, basically. So you can see at this point here, and all these places here, the price has dropped below this point, but for some reason, it has been unable to break below it. So what this basically implies is that the buying power at this point is very strong and is strong enough to prevent the price from going down. That means at this point in the chart here, or at this point, this price points, people are seriously buying. So because of this, it prevents the price from going lower. So in technical analysis, you can then point this place and say, okay, this area from here to here. Let me just quickly draw that. Let me pick up a tool. This tool is called a rectangle. I'm just going to draw it from here all the way to this point. Then I can mark this and say, okay, this is a support area. I'm just going to change it. Change the color to mark green just for clarification purpose. So I can now say that, okay, this point here is a good support level. And so for this reason, whenever Bitcoin or whatever asset it is that I'm choosing to trade, whenever it gets to this point, I can now say that, okay, I want to buy. So the idea is that as the price gets closer and closer to support and becomes cheaper, buyers see it as some sort of opportunity to buy this, whatever asset it is at a cheaper price. So it's a better deal, basically. So that's why more people always buy at support levels. I mean, it's cheaper to buy Bitcoin at $29,000 than it is to buy it at, let's say, 50K. You understand? That's the entire idea. So that's what support is all about. Now, from what I just told you about support, you can then have an idea of what resistance might be about, right? So the resistance point is the point where the selling power is strong enough to prevent the price of that asset from going higher. That means at a particular point there, we have more people selling than we have more people buying. So to this effect, the price of that asset will reduce in price because people will keep selling. And once people keep selling like that, it always triggers more sellouts. So that's why you have massive drops like that. So the idea is that once an asset gets to a particular point, let's say like Bitcoin now, let's say Bitcoin got to all the way to 58K. Most people are like, 58K is too expensive. What if it doesn't go higher? So we have lesser people trying to buy and we have more people taking profits, more people selling now because they already made money. People who bought at the support, they want to sell out at the resistance and take their money and go. So those who want to buy, they will be like, let's just wait. And they'll just wait for the price to come down and then buy. So that's how it works basically. So in the chart here, we can then say that this point here, from here to here, is a resistance. Let me just change that. Let me just change. Let me just change the color to red to show resistance, to show that okay, sellouts happen at this point. So this is what it is basically. So if you are swing trading or you are dollar cost averaging, what you would most likely do is buy here, sell here, buy here again, sell here, buy here, sell here, as if you want. And same thing in this place too. Buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here. That's what swing trading is all about. And basically that is what trading is all about. And of course, there are other indicators that will help you point out where to buy and where to sell. For instance, all these things here, this momentum wave, all these things down here, this trading volume. I'm going to touch all this eventually, but they're a bit too advanced for this episode, in my opinion. But you can also read up on it, read up on volumes and other indicators that you think might be interesting. So let me just quickly point out that another area of support is over here at this point here. All right. So we can now say that the price of Bitcoin dropped to this point here and it bounced. So as a trader, you can now say, since the market is dropping now, all right, if the price does not hold at this point, if it does not hold here, it's probably going to drop down. That's where your analysis comes into play. You can now say that, okay, this point here is a huge support level. But since Bitcoin is not holding at this point, the price is probably going to fall since there is no other support level. There's no other strong support level. And that's exactly what happened. It is also very important for me to point this out that the fact that you detected a support area, it does not necessarily mean it's always going to hold or it's always going to work. What I'm trying to say is that it is not 100% guarantee trading opportunity. Okay, you have to learn how to mix fundamentals and technicals together in order to get the best trading opportunities. For instance, let me quickly point out an example. As a matter of fact, the more a candlestick touches a support or a resistance area, the weaker that point gets. Let me give a quick example here. Okay, this is perfect. Now look at this point here. We could conclude, even from past history, we can conclude that this particular point is some sort of support area. Look at this. Bounce here, and more times here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So anyone who bases their analysis solely on support and resistance would have missed out on this and might have been tempted to enter a trade here and you would have lost a whole lot of money. I think this was the time that there was a lot of Ford news in the markets. Elon Musk talking trash about Bitcoin, Vitalik Buterin dumping Shiba Inu, and China Ford about China banning Bitcoin, and all sorts of things like that. So this is why you also have to pay attention to news and articles and stuff like that so that you get updated, stay updated, and look for the best trading opportunities. I'm going to be showing you how to do all these things anyway. If you just stick with me, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on some of all these important strategies to help you take advantage of the market properly. So basically, so because of this, we can even conclude that um, for the fact that there has been several contacts in this place, it's possible that we might have a break to the downside, coupled with the fact that it is a bearish trend. I mean, look, It's sort of like a bearish trend. We've been setting lower lows and lower highs. Look, this high here is higher than this high. So I mean, this high is lower than, it's the same thing actually. This high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. And look, this low over here is higher than this low over here. So it's also possible that we could get a breakdown to the downside, something like this. Maybe we'll trade a bit like this and then end up breaking downwards and then trade sideways again. That's how trading patterns work actually, but you can't entirely jump into that conclusion. You know why? Because Bitcoin is becoming more mainstream these days. So people can conclude that they will keep accumulating Bitcoin. And even if we have a pattern like that in the short term, and even if we have a pattern like that, I sincerely believe that it will just be for the short term and not for the long term. In the long term, Bitcoin is always going to go higher. I mean, but that's not what I'm talking about today. And most of all, this is not financial advice, so don't take my word for it. That's what that is about, really. But if you really want to make some really crazy money, then you can now get involved in something called leverage trading. And that is really where you and that is really where you see people making 200% profit, 300, 500, and even 1,000% profit in a small price movement like this. For instance, if I'm trading on 10x leverage, trading from here all the way to this point will land me 370% profit in whatever capital that I choose to put in that trade. We do this all the time in my channel. Look at some of the crazy results. This happened yesterday, basically. This was what happened yesterday. This particular one, I was really excited about it because we were not really sure what was going to happen with the markets with so much momentum, downwards movements, but we took advantage of it, and I'm happy that we could make good profits. This was what we did here. We traded from here, from this point. I think the entry was about 29.8 or so, and we traded all the way to here. The trade is still open as at the time of making this video. The trade is still open, and we are over 100% profit. So these are some of the benefits of being in a Telegram community. But I'm going to be introducing you to leverage trading on the next episode. So make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss out on it. All right. So I'm going to stop here for today. I don't want to overwhelm you with so much information so you don't get overwhelmed, basically. All right. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.